Good morning, everybody. Welcome behind the scenes here at Jamie Riddler Studios. I am Jamie, and it is Tuesday and the first BTS of a brand new year. So, yay! Happy New Year! I feel like I want to pull my chair up close and look right at you. I feel like I want to connect with where you are here at the beginning of 2019. How's the year looking so far? What's helping you ease in or dive in or dance in? How are you beginning this year? I was on holidays and then I just came back into the studio full-time this week, and I started to dive into my very growing pile of to-dos. And I started in this way. Okay. You know, that kind of determined, fierce look, and making piles and lists. And all of a sudden I just kind of shook it off. And I remembered that last year in Mindful Mondays, which is a new program that at the studio, we're having it again this season, and I'll leave a link below. But I remembered our process at the beginning of each week. And we stopped and we enjoyed the quiet. We lit a candle. We meditated. We journaled. We connect to our hearts. And then imagine, what do we want this week to be like? And this is so important. Often we just, even after we've taken holidays, do you feel like this? Like you've taken holidays, you're refreshed, maybe you feel a little new, you've got new resolutions, new things you want to do, be, experience, and then you step back into regular life and quickly it kind of weighs you down. Quickly you kind of schnick into the track that you've been on the whole time. And so this question of, before you plan, starting with, what do I want it to be like? What do I want it to be like? Is huge. And so I know some of you are saying, but Jamie, there's lots of things on my list that I don't want. I have to go to my day job. I don't love it. I have to clean the house. There's all these things. Yes, there are. And that's life. And don't let the things you don't want set the tone for your life, right? It's like there could be, for example, we're about to embark on a reno. Well, we have to wait. We're still waiting, but we do have a date with the adjustment committee to see if they'll okay this change we want for our extension. But that makes things get real. And so we have been working with all sorts of things about the house. And one of them is our living room is in the center of our house. And it has one window, but it is dark. And so using that as, I call this the given circumstances, using the fact that our living room is in the center of our house and it doesn't get a lot of light, which may not have been what I've chosen, but is what I have. What do I want to do? Given those circumstances, what do I want to do? So I invite you to think about that a little bit this week as you're getting more and more into the groove of 2019. Don't just slip back in to the way it's always been. Take this opportunity to start asking yourself this question on a regular basis. How do I want it to be? And how can I work with what I want and the given circumstance? This is dancing with life, right? It's like, here is life and what life is giving, and here's me. And instead of fighting, combating, being mad, resenting, and I'm not saying embrace and surrender and any of those things. I myself, that's a complicated question. I myself struggle with it. But what I am saying is, let's dance with the truth. Let's not fight the truth. We waste a lot of energy in our life fighting with the truth. Instead, let's dance. And I guess dance is on my mind because I'm really excited about the offerings in the studio this season. We're getting started in a couple of weeks. So Journal Club will be back on January 25th. I hope you'll join us. We meet every Friday at 1 o'clock p.m. EST live, or you can take part in the recording. You're still an essential part of the circle in the group. And we journal together. We enjoy one another's company. We have fun. We go deep. It is a magical place, and I hope you'll consider joining us. If that sound of starting your week very intentionally, asking yourself these questions of how do I build my plans around the truth that's in my heart, and how can I do it in a way that feels yummy and like a ritual at the beginning of the week, consider joining me for Mindful Mondays. And in February, we are going to be dancing together. I have a class, it's brand new, called Awakening, and you'll get a prompt every day to encourage you to move in all sorts of different ways and listen to all sorts of different music and just give sort of do a little CPR on your life force that is aching to wake up and dance. And for some of us, February feels like the depth of winter. But remember, February 2nd is a holiday. It's Imbolc. And it is the time when the light, really, we start to celebrate its return. After the winter solstice, light is coming back more and more every day. Even though we still have lots of cold and dark ahead, the light is coming back more and more each day. You can count on it. Another thing you can count on is that we are doing the BTS Art Invitational again this season. You can see the bulletin board is empty and awaiting your beautiful contribution. And hey, do you see my new sparkling galaxy? My stepmom gave me that. Isn't it beautiful? I just love it. And it's funny because I've been clearing out all sorts of stuff in preparation for the reno. So the studio is much more spare than it normally is, and I'm kind of starting to like it. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that information, but what I do want to fill up is this board, and our theme this season is neighborhood. Now, I've already picked up some treasures from the post office box, but I'm going to hold on to it. I haven't opened a single thing, and remember, the first one I get is going to be our reminder of the season. It'll appear on every show to tell us this is the topic and this is the PO address. So I am going to open that with you on Friday. And so I hope you'll come and join me for that. I hope you're off to a good start for the year. I hope you had a good holiday. I am paying very close attention to two things as I get into this year, which is going to be, because of the renovation, a very disruptive kind of year, a year with lots of change, a lot of disruptive, even in the sense of, yes, shaking up my life, but shaking up me too. And I want to embrace that a little bit. I want to give myself the opportunity to see myself and my life and my home and my life with Justin in a fresh way. I want to Okay, so for my birthday, I did something truly amazing, which was have a pet party. This is an event where an organization brings a bunch of animals to your home. We went to Shannon's. Thank you, Shannon. And you get to have this interaction and educational experience with animals ranging from a hedgehog to a sugar glider to a bunny to parrots. We had 2 parrots and also a python. So for my birthday, I held in my hands a 40-pound python. This was a transformational experience for me. Yes, it's a little intimidating. I trusted the woman who was in charge completely to show me how to interact with the python, Romeo, in a way that was appropriate. But what amazed me is we have this rightfully sort of scary response to snakes. And that's us saying danger. And they are dangerous because they are powerful. And what I understood in a brand new way when I held that snake in my hands is he was profoundly graceful and powerful. And that's really made me think. Instead of being afraid of power, our own power too, how can we engage respectfully? How can we safely channel power, respond to power, rise up to power? And also, snakes are representative of transformation. And I am definitely embarking on a transformation this year. So how can I shed my skin with grace and with completeness and accept the raw nature of that change and learn to become something new again? And so that's how I'm thinking of this renovation, this sense of change. And where I'm looking to support myself in that is in my schedule and in my practices, and they're related. So I'm trying to build a schedule that leaves room for movement and meditation and journaling, and to recommit to these every day, not in the times when it is just easy to do, but especially in the times when it is hard to do, because those are the times I need it the most. I'm also doing that with paying attention, with trying to build up a routine and a roster of very nutrition-rich food. Because I also know that one of the first things that goes when you get busy, I don't know about you, but for me, one of the first things that goes when I get super busy is eating well. I just want to eat fast. I just want to not be hungry, and I want to get back to my work. This time I want to do something different. I want to fill my body's well with nutrients and energy and vitality so that I am available with strength and passion and vigor for what lies ahead. And this is one of the reasons I have this whole idea of your life is your studio. It's how do I nourish myself so I can show up to my life with all of the things I just named, with creativity and passion and vigor, because I am a part, I always quote Prospero on this. We are such things as dreams are made of. All of our dreams, our lives spring out of this, our minds, our hearts, our souls, our bodies. And so a lot of that is given circumstance. And what can we do? How can we dance with this life, with these given circumstances? How can we create? How can we be a shining light in the context of our whole life? And practical, seemingly mundane things like tending to our bodies, our environment, and our food make a difference. Actors know this and often get slammed for it. I've talked about this on the show before. I have a background in theater, and people talk about the sort of fancy pretension of actors who need that warm glass of honey at a certain temperature in order that their voice be protected, darling. But in fact, we love when they come out on stage and their voice is rich and booming and expressive. And that's what makes us fall in love with them. That's how they transmit the creative force that's meant to come through them. And so let's not mock them for tending to their vessel. Let's instead take that as inspiration to tend to ours. So much wants to come through us and out into the world. This new class I'm doing, Awakenings, that just clearly wanted to come through me. And so even though I knew we were prepping for the reno, I could feel that pulsing energy. And I knew that that meant the idea wanted to come through me and that there was something out there, some need, some desire that it was going to meet. And so I agreed to be the vessel for that creation. And in order to do that, I'm going to tend this vessel well. That sounded pretty woo, didn't it? We went pretty woo there. So, but the flip side of the woo, being a vessel for the creative force, which maybe you really relate to, or maybe it's a little like too far for you. The other side of that is to simply have the resources for what you want to bring to life in the world. You must tend to you. This is not an extra. This is not pampering. This is your, okay, I'm going to go woo. This is your sacred commitment to being the artist that you are. And that may mean you paint. That may mean you dance. That may mean you're an entrepreneur. That may mean you're a mom. That may mean you go to your day job. That may mean anything in its expression. But at its heart, it means you are choosing to show up as an active, creative force in your life and in the world. So just a small little something to name and claim as we start this year. As we say in the studio invocation, you are a creature of magic, capable of great wonders. You are an artist, and your life is your studio. You can get the whole studio invocation by popping over to openthedoor.ca and joining the studio. I have an audio and a PDF for you too. Okay, that is it. I am back. I am so glad to be here with you. I hope your new year is off to a good start. I hope that gave you some things to think about to really ground and dance in the year ahead. I will see you on Friday as we reveal some art contributions to the BTS Art Invitational this winter. Our theme is neighborhood. Share with us something from your neighborhood, your local bakery, your cat, your home, whatever you see, the park. Just help us build a neighborhood here at the studio, because that's really what we are together. We are a community. No matter where we are in the world, we are a community of creatives, and together we can do some magic. I'm so glad you're here. I'll see you on Friday. Bye.